Hello my friends and welcome to SeThi, the show where I seriously think that focusing on university stuff instead of free time is totally okay. Yes, sorry this video is late. Speaking of deadlines and regulations, how much should the government create our environment and control it? And why do we view selfish people as bad? And why did I just ask those two questions after each other? We are the centers of our lives, and nothing is going to change that. Capitalism embraces this aspect that one individual can own the entire world by introducing money and creating their own company. The thing about money is, it's only worth something because we as a society have agreed that it is actually worth something. Money is a substitute for time. It is the promise that someone else can give up their time and energy for you. That benefit of this being that you can choose who and for what someone gives up their time and energy. So assume you start a company successfully and are now making money. Now that you have the money, what happens? Well, you are going to save some and you are going to spend some. Except, wait. Your costs of production need to be covered. Be that the wages for employees, be the interest of the tech you're borrowing, or the cost for the land of this or the space that you're using. Because you want to keep as much of the money to yourself that you've earned, you will try and find ways to lower costs of production while keeping the company profitable. That is when your goals become result driven. Bigger, faster, stronger, more products. And you're gone. If you chose to start an ice cream company and you run into a warm summer, then less ice cream will be demanded from your company. This means that you'll have to produce less, such that your products don't go to waste. Less needs to be sold, and therefore you decide to lay off workers to make the numbers work, minimizing the costs. But what about the people that now have no jobs? They don't have regular income now. I know they can search for a new job, but how about someone in your company breaking a leg for whatever reason? How would they pay their treatment if hospitals focused on making profit? How would anyone have a stable future if hospitals, for that matter, or all these things that you sort of take for granted because they're necessary and such that the government provides, how would anyone have a stable future if these institutions were focusing on making profit? In the real world, of course, we have the government, which taxes its citizens for better or worse to be able to invest in projects with the best for the nation in mind. Not the country, but the nation. The group of people within a country's boundaries sharing a set of values and beliefs. That might be why so many of us don't like it when businessmen try to put themselves at the helm of our countries. So thank you everyone ever for keeping these governments. The projects made by the government focus on such things as infrastructure, education, healthcare, and just to name a few. Hospitals, for instance, are there for anyone who is injured or ill. It is a safety net. It is there because everyone thinks I would like to have this there when I need it. It is a high cost thing that the whole society should benefit from. Also, publicly run hospitals have regulations and guidelines to stick to. Maximum shift hours, staff to patients ratios, all of which should be aimed at happiness of both patients and employees. Having the government providing rules is often a good thing, because society needs some sort of structure. It's just at this point where it's way too big. Having the government providing rules to structure society is often, in most cases, a good thing. How about education though? If the government intervened in the education system to create one syllabus for all schools, where would diversity of the students' abilities go? Sure, there are as many teaching styles as there are teachers. However, there aren't as many interesting fields of work and knowledge covered as there are the interests of all the students. And that is one of the main issues with communism, apart from equal loan discouraging work, that is. If you have one executive team, there will be one solution to a problem with many answers. The only way communism can work, I think, is if everyone is working as part of the government. Because even if people are working in different branches, you can still classify all people as government employees, which would allow everyone to have an equal paycheck at the end of the month. Granted, the government would have to control the entire free market from media to science research, but it would work, I think. Everyone would be seen as equally important to society. Now hear me out before you run away. The reason it could work is because in our society we are more dependent on each other than ever before. In the beginning we barely survived. In hunting and gathering societies, everyone was hunting, we all needed the same skills to support the small group. As we got better at these skills, at some point we started having leftovers, or surplus if you will. And surplus allowed the communities to grow, which means surplus made growth possible, meaning that specialization was possible. By having someone be better at gathering plants, someone be better at hunting, someone, so that there's different roles. With specialization came differences in between people, because they each had their own specific job that they were good at, meaning the sections of knowledge were getting more and more spread. This created social classes as some jobs were seen more important than others, which leads us to inequality. And that is the issue that communism works at solving. Because guess what? Different jobs have different needs and different lifestyles. The phrase sharing is caring probably comes from sharing resources for group survival from way back when. It might not originally even have been sharing for caring about the one person, but caring about the group survival, which used to be based on the more there are, the better. I may pick up this trail of thought in the future at some point. But enough of me talking. I want to hear from you. How should the government control the economy? In some aspects? If so, what aspects? Or are you the type of person that says the government should stay out of the economy completely? I'm really curious about your opinions here. I know, way to make this a political topic in the first video, that's pretty great. And remember, if you like what you just saw, hit that like button. If you're new here and don't want to miss future episodes, hit that subscribe button. That said, thank you for your attention, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.